We've asked you here this afternoon to give you a follow-up on some information. We're working on what we believe to be the discovery of the skeletal remains of a young infant in a vehicle that we have seized. When we discovered what we believe to be the human remains of a young infant, there was a second discovery that we thought at the time had the possibility of being yet a second infant in the vehicle that we were looking at. The vehicle we were searching was a vehicle in relationship to the arrest of Katie Stockton on the baby Crystal case. The items were discovered pursuant to serving a search warrant for that vehicle, and our crime scene tech was in fact processing that vehicle. Upon discovery of what we thought to be skeletal remains of what appeared to be a young infant, we notified the coroner's office, who came over, and assisted state's attorney's office that came over, and we have since had both of those packages that we found inside the vehicle turned over to the coroner's office, and she'll speak to that in a minute. Again, both of these discoveries were pursuant to the investigation on Katie Stockton. It's important for us to put information out. We would really like your help, because it's going to be a long, drawn-out investigation. We really like your help in putting out information to the general public that if anyone knew Katie Stockton, had any relationship with her whatsoever, any reason to be in contact with her over the last 8 years, we would really like to talk to those people for follow-up information. We still have the baby Crystal case that is certainly still an active investigation. The only connect between the discovery of what we believe to be skeletal remains and Ms. Stockton is the vehicle by which these were, the babies were found at, what we believe to be two infants were found at. But beyond that, we got a lot of work yet to do, so it's imperative for us to reach out to the public and give us whatever information they may have, reference any knowledge they have on the whereabouts or the movements of or the conduct of Katie Stockton for at least the last 8 years. I think Coroner Fiducian can give you an update on the discovery that we made. She's done follow-up investigation on that.
Okay, what we have found, each package does contain an infant, so we do have 2 infants. We will, next week, we will be having a forensic anthropologist, our forensic pathologist, crime lab, detectives, state's attorney's office, everyone involved. And next Tuesday we will be doing an examination and removing the skeletal remains from both of the packages and try to determine a number of things. One, possibly the sex of the infants, possibly the age, also if there's any trauma, if they were born alive or stillborn. There's just a lot of investigation and a lot of testing that we need to do. That testing will take weeks. What we'll do next week is have all of our specialists in, take a look at things and go from there. Then there will be various tests that will need to be done to try to positively identify the sex, and also DNA samples will be drawn.
One of the things we'd like to point out is that's a benefit for us locally, and without any comment on any evidentiary issues related to this particular case, it is fortunate for us that we have an Illinois State Crime Lab in our county. That's very fortunate for us that on all investigations that we have that are serious in nature, that certainly helps speed up the process for us locally. They do outstanding work, and we're very appreciative that they're available to assist us. We would like to go into a lot more details, but like we said before last week when we talked about the other case, you never know where cases are going to take you. For example, last week we weren't talking about this particular issue here. There's been new developments that we need to really look at here. So beyond this point, we've released about everything that we know. We've released that to you now, and it's important for us, again, to appeal to the public out there that knows anything whatsoever had any contact on Ms. Stockton, we would really appreciate knowing that. We'd love the opportunity to talk to them. They may have that bit of information that to them doesn't seem significant, but to us it makes all the difference in the world. So it's important that we get that information. This is going to be an ongoing investigation for us for many, many months to come, and we will devote the resources that are necessary to bring this to a final conclusion. Our issue right now, again, is the connection between the previous case and Ms. Stockton is a vehicle. We have to go beyond that point, and that's what we're working on now. But as we get more information that we can release, we will certainly do that. With that, we'll entertain questions you may have.
What can you tell us about the vehicle? Is it her vehicle, and where was the vehicle discovered?
We found that the vehicle was impound on August 15th of 2008. And an unrelated case has nothing to do with the discovery of what we have here. Totally unrelated case to both Crystal and this one here. But it is a vehicle that was registered to. And we were looking at the vehicle because of its connect to Katie Stockton in the previous case.
It was registered to who?
I believe it was registered to her, correct, Dominic? Yes.
What kind of vehicle was
It was a 1993 navy blue Saturn four-door.
So has it been sitting in the impound lot since August 15th, or when did you guys discover the packages?
We just discovered the packages pursuant to our investigation, and the packages we discovered was discovered yesterday. We took custody of the vehicle within the last couple of days. We have not had it before then. We went looking for it and found it. It happened to be an impound, not by this agency, but by another agency. But that's just where we happened to find it at.
Where was the vehicle impounded?
South Beloit.
Why did you guys decide to take a look at the vehicle?
You'd look at any vehicle. Again, it's like our appeal to the public. Anybody had any contact with Ms. Stockton, any vehicle, any place she may have lived, any issue like that, we'd be remiss if we didn't go look. So we did that. We went looking for all vehicles that may have been registered to her or had a connect to her. It'd be incumbent upon us to go look at those, and we did, and this is the result of that inquiry.
Where were the packages?
Again, ongoing investigation. They were in the vehicle.
In the trunk?
They were in the trunk, yes.
And when you say packages, can you describe it all? If it was a box, a bag, anything like that?
Bags, both in separate bags. Again, in one bag, when we looked, it appeared to be the remains of a young infant. In the second bag, we thought we saw things that were curious to us and led us to believe it may be yet a second infant. But when you discover things like that, you discover them, you put a hold on them, and then you get them to the coroner's office because you don't want to alter or destroy evidence. So we didn't at that time go digging through those bags. We treated them as evidence and got them to the coroner's office for the proper type of an examination of both of those bags, and that's what confirmed what our crime scene tech suspected when he looked at the bags when he first saw them in the trunk of the vehicle.
So did you say it was just like plastic bags, or?
They were both in bags. One of them was plastic. I think the other one might have been paper.
But Sue, you confirmed two skeletal remains of two separate infants?
That is correct.
Gender unknown at this point?
That is correct.
And in the age, as you mentioned, unknown?
Right. That's what our forensic anthropologist hopefully will be able to do next week.
And Sue, you said skeletal remains. Do you have an estimation of at least how long they had been in there?
No, not at this point. Again, that's what the examination hopefully will begin to prove.
Is it possible they've been in there since the car was impounded on August 15th of 08?
Hopefully that's what our anthropologist will be able to tell us.
It wasn't at a police impound, so you wouldn't have known if anyone had access to this car after its impound?
Well, we don't want to get too much into the details of the investigation. We still need to look at that side of it, and we're doing that now. Those details will unfold.
What was the connection to that impound lot? You knew that vehicle had been taken there previously?
No, we went looking for vehicles, any vehicle that may have a connect to Ms. Stockton. In the process of doing that, we found then one that was registered to her. We went looking where that was at, and we found out that it happened to be in impound pursuant to an unrelated charge to Ms. Stockton previous. That's how we found the vehicle.